Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside that weather window. And today, a lot colder. It was just one of those really weird days today where our warmest temperature of the day was early this morning, actually in the dark, and then our temperature slowly fell throughout the morning. We stayed pretty steady in the middle teens throughout most of the day today. We talked about it last week, that cold air moving in, and you wouldn't know it though by looking at the beautiful shot outside our weather window of the Wenatchee Valley and at our cross camera at Wenatchee Heights, and you can even see some blue sky in there, but we do have snow possibility for around the area. And here's kind of how it looks if snow does fall tonight. I still think most of the heavier snowfall will be in southeastern Washington and over in parts of Idaho, but we're not ruling out snow even back here in the Wenatchee area. Maybe an inch or two of snow when you wake up tomorrow morning. I am not that convinced we're going to see much of anything here in Wenatchee. I think most of it will stay to our west and, as I mentioned, down in the southeast. But there are a couple of snowstorms I think will move their way our way, and we'll talk about that coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Heavy snow made it a bad weekend for travelers trying to cross Washington's mountain passes, and those troubles continued into today. A 17-year-old Moses Lake girl was arrested last week for stealing a moped and a quad ATV from her grandparents and then trading them for marijuana and alcohol. And the median sales price in the Wenatchee Valley housing market was up once again, while total home sales last month was down. But first, we begin tonight. A 70-year-old Kashmir woman is in the Chelan County Jail this morning, or today rather, after phoning police over the weekend to say she'd killed her own mother. Anita Burgess Jones faces a likely murder charge in the death of Catherine Burgess, who was 96 years old. Sheriff's deputies say Jones admitted bludgeoning her mother with a statuette, strangling her, and then stabbing her with a steak knife. She called to report the murder about 2 a.m. Saturday. Deputies found the victim's body in the home she shared with Jones in the 400 block of Pioneer Avenue. Jones allegedly admitted to painkiller addiction and told deputies she heard voices in her head. She's been held since Saturday without bond. She was due to make her first appearance in Chelan County Superior Court this evening. Well, heavy snow made it a bad weekend for travelers trying to cross Washington's mountain passes, and those troubles continued into today. Chains were required on both passes for most of the weekend. Stevens Pass remained closed much of Monday and is still closed for avalanche control. Then, to deal with potentially dangerous trees, Interstate 90 at Snoqualmie Pass was closed eastbound about 8 Sunday morning after multiple spinouts. Westbound lanes were closed Saturday for the same reason after an early morning closure for avalanche control. Traction tires were advised for Snoqualmie Pass today. The State Department of Transportation reported that more than 41 inches of snow on Snoqualmie Pass in 48 hours. It fell over this past weekend. Well, a 17-year-old Moses Lake girl was arrested last week for stealing a moped and a quad ATV from her grandparents and then trading them for marijuana and alcohol. The Grant County Sheriff's Office also arrested 42-year-old James Ward and 38-year-old Sandra Glebe for allegedly trading the pot and alcohol for those vehicles. Deputies reported finding about 8.5 pounds of marijuana Thursday in Ward's and Glebe's motorhome, which was parked just outside Moses Lake. The 17-year-old faces 2 counts of motor vehicle theft, and Ward and Glebe's face numerous drug charges, including distribution of narcotics to a minor. Well, the Wenatchee, or should say the median sales price in the Wenatchee Valley housing market was up once again, while total home sales last month was down. The latest report from Pacific Appraisal Associates shows the median sales price in December of 2019 was $349,000. That's up from $325,000 in December of 2018. There were 70 homes sold last month. That's down from 74 that were sold during the same time in 2018. But market volume was nearly identical, with 1,035 closed sales last year. That's compared to 1,036 in 2018. According to the report, the 2019 also saw a few less total listings, 1,258, compared to the 1,267 in 2018. The real estate snapshot covers Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, Malaga, Rock Island, and Orondo. The Wenatchee School District, or the Wenatchee School Board rather, will need a do-over for one of the people it appointed to the board last week. It turns out that such an appointment requires 3 votes, and the board voted 2-1 to appoint Maria Iniguez January 9th. So on Tuesday, Julie Norton, who was appointed by a 3-0 vote at the same meeting, will be sworn in. The board will then go into executive session, then expects to go back into regular session to appoint the second new member, presumably Iniguez. Well, coming up next, the North Central Education Service District plans to show off its remodeled headquarters in an open house and building dedication. Director Chio Flores, Vice President of Student Services and Enrollment Management at Wenatchee Valley College, is one of 5 finalists for the job of President at Big Bend Community College in Moses Lake. And for the second year in a row, Attorney General Bob Ferguson plans to speak at the Wenatchee Women's March scheduled for this Saturday. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Welcome back. In another news, the North Central Educational Service District plans to show off its remodeled headquarters in an open house and building dedication. The updated building combines 2 former district sites into one to reduce costs and improve collaboration. The ESD serves 29 school districts in 4 north central Washington counties. It opens its doors to the public January 21st from 4 to 7 p.m. It's located at 430 Old Station Road in Wenatchee. Dr. Chio Flores, Vice President of Student Service and Enrollment Management at Wenatchee Valley College, is one of 5 finalists for the job of President at Big Bend Community College in Moses Lake. Big Bend narrowed its list of 19 candidates to 10 in late December, then further whittled it down to 5 this morning. Flores has worked at Wenatchee Valley College since 2015 and previously has worked at Washington State University, Eastern Washington University, and at Big Bend. The 5 finalists will be interviewed separately later this month, with Flores' interview scheduled for January 22nd. The final 3 candidates will be named on February 6th. Well, for the second year in a row, Attorney General Bob Ferguson plans to speak at the Wenatchee Women's March scheduled for January 18th. The march focuses not just on gender issues, but climate justice, immigrants' rights, and reproductive freedom. It starts with the 10 o'clock a.m. rally at the New American Performing Arts Center. That's followed by a march through downtown. The event was first launched in 2017. The local march coincides with similar rallies planned nationwide on the same day. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's features story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Are you like many who are lacking in their retirement plan but are skeptical to talk to an advisor? Are you concerned about where you should put your money or who to trust? At Solomon Financial, we are more about the people we serve than policies or products. We are a fee-based fiduciary with the mission of giving you the peace of mind so you can live the retirement of your dreams. If you have any of these questions or concerns, we'd welcome you to come see us.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's feature story, there was quite a stir in Kashmir Saturday around a girls' high school basketball game. NCWLIFE Sports Director Eric Granstrom tells us what all the fuss was about.
It's not every day that an NBA superstar comes to Kashmir, Washington, but that's exactly what happened Saturday afternoon. Former Los Angeles Laker Kobe Bryant was here with his daughter and his bodyguard to watch Hailey Van Lith.
I never thought I'd see the day where one of the greatest players arguably in the history of the NBA would come to watch a 1A high school girls basketball game in Washington, especially us. It tells you how far the game has come. I think girls basketball has come, how far it's been transcendent with girls, and Hailey is. You know, she's a huge Twitter follower, Instagram, and you know, she's kind of a rock star a little bit.
I knew someone through Team USA that worked with Kobe, and they texted me and they were like, Kobe really wants to work with you, like he thinks your game is dope. And I was like, I could not believe it. Like, it took me like a solid week for me to like process it. And I just went down there and worked with them, and I loved it. And he told me he would come to a game, and he kept his word. So.
But to her credit, she handles it really well. Hailey is so humble and so hungry, doesn't get caught up in that. She just wants to win and compete. It's what makes her great. But yeah, I mean, how special of a night was that in North Central Washington, and for people to come up and be a part of this game and a part of Kobe Bryant being at a high school girls basketball game. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really awesome, and I think it's great for girls basketball. Like, you see it all the time with boys basketball, like pro players will go watch games, but like you've never seen it with girls, and like I think that just shows that like girls like deserve respect now, and like we know how to play, and me and my team, we're just proving everybody wrong, and Kobe just came out to support us, and we're so grateful.
Coach Brent Darnell says the team had another special moment after the game was over.
So Kobe came in the locker room, and he was just the most humble, kind, gave every one of our girls a high five, a hug, told them that he did a great job. And he didn't talk about the X's and O's part. You know, he had a great speech talking about the mentality of the game and being mentally tough, and was very heartfelt and sincere and honest. And it was neat to listen to him talk. I mean, the aura in their locker room. And then he took the time. He got a picture with every single girl, all the coaches, our team, family members that were coming in, and just a very, very very humble guy. It was really fun to talk to him and listen to him talk.
Yeah, obviously, like they've had my back ever since I've been in high school, and for me to give them this experience is just paying them back for what they've done for me in my high school career. So I wouldn't have it any way, for sure.
I didn't know if you knew this about Hailey Van Lith, but she's a pretty big deal. With NCWLIFE Channel News, I'm Eric Granstrom.
Time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast. And before we get to those details, let's take a peek outside our weather window. And this is what it looked like this afternoon around the Wenatchee Valley. We did see mostly cloudy skies this morning, even some flurries and some light snow showers around parts of our viewing area this afternoon, but really not of any accumulating snow yet. We do expect maybe a little bit of snow tonight, but all in all, the big word for weather today, cold, and it was colder than we've seen over the weekend. We talked about this being a possibility on Friday. The good news, as we get later in the forecast, not quite as cold as we thought maybe last week. 24, though, is all we made it to today, and believe it or not, that was at 5 a.m. this morning. Our temperature just dropped throughout the day, and it stayed at about 16 to 18 degrees throughout the day, and 16 is where we started. That's our low temperature. 34, normal high for this time of year. Normal low is 24 degrees, so that's the same as our high today. Record high 1994, it was 55 degrees, and our record low just 3 years ago in 2017 we dropped down to 1 below zero. We did pick up a trace of new precipitation, and we're now at 5/100ths of an inch for the year so far. Sunrise 7:45 this morning, and the sun will set, or did set this afternoon I should say, at 4:34. Let's take a look and see how your Tuesday shapes up now. And one thing you'll notice, we're not going to get out of the grip of this cold weather anytime soon. In fact, tomorrow's high temperatures very cold. 21 Moses Lake, 20 in Ephrata. We'll stay in the upper teens for Wenatchee and Quincy. Cashmere at 16. Lake Wenatchee, you're going to stay in the single numbers tomorrow, and it's going to be cold all the way up into Omak with a high temperature there of only 12 degrees. There were wind chills, by the way, up in Okanagan County this morning of about 22 below zero. So hoping for no more wind over the next 24 hours. Let's take a look now at that surface loop. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies. We will see light winds. Just this little bit of snow shower activity could fall on us tonight, bringing us just a dusting, but it will be cold with temperatures once again dropping down into the teens and the 20s right here in central Washington. As we get into Tuesday, talk about cold, this pink and purple color, all below zero temperatures. The rest of us only in the teens and lower 20s for Tuesday. Luckily, it will be calm, so really no wind chills to talk about for Tuesday other than just downright cold weather. Cloudy skies for Wednesday then. We'll see a 60% chance for snow. Yeah, maybe 1 to 3 inches of accumulating snow possible on Wednesday. That's all this wraparound moisture from this area of low pressure. Still some scattered showers into Thursday as well with cloudy skies. It will remain on that chilly side with once again temperatures only in the lower, maybe middle 20s for Thursday. Things do get better as we move through our forecast. Still cloudy for Friday and still chilly as well with a 60% chance of more snowfall on Friday. That's because we're still seeing that storminess in the state, mostly in the western part of Washington for the heavy moisture. But Saturday, once again, it's going to be mainly in the morning for snow showers, a 60% chance for, yes, rain and snow, because we're going to warm back up into possibly the middle 30s by the time we get into the upcoming weekend. And I think even warmer than that for Sunday, mostly cloudy. It will be a little bit warmer as a ridge now builds up and over the Pacific Northwest. And note the yellowish green, that's even 50-degree temperatures that folks down in the Tri-Cities may enjoy by the time we get into the upcoming weekend. But in the meantime, as we take a look at our Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast, it's going to be cold. 9 degrees are overnight lows for Monday and Tuesday. 18 is all for a high tomorrow. 19 on Wednesday, a 60% chance for snow on Wednesday. We'll see 26 on Thursday, 28 for Friday, and then a nice warm-up as we get into the weekend with the 60% chance of the wet stuff Saturday and 36 your high temperature on Sunday. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Reinventing FaceTime here at Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, a new family-owned and operated business located in the heart of downtown Wenatchee. Owner Andrew Vickery brings forth years of experience to help you transition your backyard into a place where memories are made, family time is looked forward to, and friends are always welcome. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa offers many different styles and sizes of artesian spa. Let us help you add hydrotherapy to your already healthy lifestyle.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And happy Monday to you. Seattle's comeback bid fell short in Green Bay last night as the Packers beat the Seahawks 28-23 at Lambeau Field. Seattle punted the ball away on 4th and 11 from its own 36-yard line with 2:41 left, hoping the defense would give them one more shot. It didn't happen. Green Bay converted 2 third-down long situations, ran the clock out for the victory. Coach Pete Carroll said he's heartbroken they didn't win, but took heart in how they battled back.
I mean, there was not a guy in that sidelines that we were connected to that thought we weren't going to win that football game, and all the way till we didn't. And that is what this thing has felt like the whole time, the whole year. And it's an amazing chemistry, and it's an amazing group, and the leadership, and Bobby and KJ and Russ and Dwayne Brown, who did an unbelievable thing today to play in this football game. I don't know how he did it. He operated on 3 weeks ago. It's just the kind of stuff that these guys are made of, and so I'm really proud to be part of it, and I know that they're proud of each other and part as well. We're still terribly disappointed because we should still be playing. We're an inch a week ago. We're a couple weeks ago, and we're an inch on that one right there too. One way or the other, and that's how close it is sometimes. And so we have to make those inches become yards on our side and do better in a lot of ways. So.
Russell Wilson completed 21 of his 31 passes for 277 yards and a touchdown. He also was Seattle's leading rusher with 64 yards on the ground. Despite the loss, he says the future is bright.
This being my 8th year, I feel like I'm just beginning, and that's a good feeling. And to be healthy through it all, too, as well. But just to be in my 8th year and to realize that the journey's just beginning for the Seattle Seahawks, it's a good thing. It's a good feeling. And to be the quarterback of this football team, the leader of this football team with guys like Bobby Wagner, one of the best linebackers that ever played the game. I really believe we're just beginning, and it starts with the young guys. It starts with guys like DK Metcalf and what he was able to do this year. It starts to Cody Barton, a guy who's going to be a great player for us, and so many other young guys across the board.
Devontae Adams set a Packer playoff record with 160 receiving yards and a couple of touchdowns. Seahawks linebacker Bobby Wagner says he hopes the younger players use this game to fuel their work to get back.
Feel the loss, feel what that feels like, and use that to motivate you in the off-season, whether it's your workouts, whether it's the off-season training, studying, things of that nature. Because if we use it how we're supposed to use it and we grow, next season should be a really good season. Kind of feels like 2012.
Aaron Rodgers only completed 16 passes in the game, but they went for 243 yards and a couple of scores. Packers advanced to face San Francisco in the NFC Championship game. In the other NFC divisional game, San Francisco's Tevin Coleman rushed for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns to lead the 49ers to a 27-10 win over Minnesota. The Niner defense also had 6 sacks and forced 2 turnovers in earning the chance to host the Packers on Sunday. Tennessee shocked the world by going into Baltimore and handling Lamar Jackson and the Ravens 28-12 Saturday. Titan running back Derrick Henry rushed for 195 yards, while Ryan Tannehill threw 2 touchdown passes. Titans will travel to Kansas City for the AFC Championship after the Chiefs came back from a 24-point deficit to beat the Houston Texans 51-31 Sunday. Patrick Mahomes threw for 321 yards, 5 touchdowns. Tight end Travis Kelce caught 10 passes for 134 yards and 3 touchdowns. So here's the schedule for this Sunday. Begins with the AFC Championship between Tennessee and Kansas City at 12:05 on CBS. That's followed by Green Bay and San Francisco for the NFC title at 3:40 on Fox. Well, the final college football game of the year coming up tonight in New Orleans. That's where number 3 Clemson takes on number 1 LSU for the College National Football Championship. It's underway on ESPN. Let's take a look at the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard from the weekend in girls basketball. Starting on Saturday night, Wenatchee won its 4th straight game with a 48-42 win over Eisenhower. Davis beat Eastmont 45-21. Prosser popped Ephrata 69-34. Sela dumped Quincy 63-35. Warden down Chelan 61-47. Omak beat Manson by 42. And Waterville Mansfield ran over Lake Roosevelt 62-27. On the boys' court Saturday, Wenatchee beat Ike 70-55. 55. Eastmont went on the road and beat Davis 75-62. West Valley topped Moses Lake 57-45. Ephrata edged Prosser 60-56. Sela was 21 better than Quincy. Medical Lake topped Cashmere in overtime 55-50. Omak took a non-leaguer from Manson 54-25. Chelan beat Warden 72-66. And Lake Roosevelt outscored Waterville Mansfield, that's correct, 92-10. Ouch. Turning to Friday night, a game you saw here on the NCWLIFE channel. Wenatchee beat Eastmont 54-46 at the Town Toyota Center. Moses Lake topped Eisenhower. Ephrata edged Othello. Toppenish topped Quincy. Cashmere beat up Omak. Okanagan caught Chelan. And Highland squeaked past Cascade. On the Les Schwab Prep boys basketball scoreboard from Friday, Eastmont topped Wenatchee. Moses Lake stopped Ike. It was Ephrata over Othello. Toppenish quelled Quincy. Cashmere edged Omak. Cascade got a big win over Highland. And Okanagan edged Chelan. The Wenatchee Wild went 500 over the weekend on Vancouver Island. Wenatchee powered past Powell River Friday 4-1 behind goals from Brett Chorsky, Nicholas Chmielewski, Matt Dorsey, and Sam Morton. Our checker had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network, video courtesy of Hockey TV.
He drills up the left wing in front for Chorsky. He shoots and he scores. Brett Chorsky ripped that one top corner on the glove side. Jack Bayless drilling down the left wing side. Slipped it over for Chorsky, and Chorsky with a sharp wrister high on the glove side. The Wild break the ice. They lead it 1-0. He bats it down, holds it on side. 19 seconds left in the period, and the Wild swarming inside the King zone. Stolen away again, and wraparound attempt by Emerson. He shoots, he scores! Quinn Emerson had it, stole it away back behind the net. Got it out in front, and it may have been Chmielewski that finished it off, and I believe it is. So Nico Chmielewski, he'll take off on the left side now to Chorsky. Chorsky, slippery move, backhand shot and a score! Bayless dished it over, and then it ended up being slid over to Matt Dorsey on the right wing, who finished it off. Chorsky had the opportunity, and he drew a lot of eyes coming right up the middle after the slippery move. There's an up pass for Glason. Into Slippick, he shoots and he scores! Back up top again for Bavaro, and he'll feed it to Morton. Morton's wrister, he scores! Sam Morton with a heavy wrister from the top of the right circle. A power play goal on the major man advantage. The Wild now lead at 4-1. Final few seconds will tick away here. And for the Wenatchee Wild, for the first time, they are able to pick up a victory here in Powell River.
So the Wild get the win on Friday. Then yesterday, Nanaimo clipped the Wild 5-2. Wenatchee got goals from Sam Morton and Brett Chorsky, but wasn't enough. Wenatchee returns home to begin a 4-game homestand Friday against Cowichan Valley at 7:05. That's Sports News. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Eric. And finally, let's check in with Dan Coons for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. Start your Tuesday off right here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. My guests tomorrow will be two of the organizers, the local organizers of the 4th Annual Women's March. It'll be taking place again here in downtown Wenatchee. We'll talk to two of the organizers. Of course, it's a national Women's March, but there are local chapters all over this country that will be participating as well. That happens on Saturday. My conversation with those two organizers will be on this program tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. Plus your weather forecast, sports, news, and everything else you're used to. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live tomorrow at 7 a.m. right here from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing in the radio or seeing in the newspaper. I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.